Welcome in, comrades. I am Jack Sperry, your host, and this is the Washington Commanders Report by Chat Sports. Today, we're going to be talking about all of the latest trade rumors surrounding the Washington Commanders. But first here, we're going to talk a little bit about RG3. Yes, Robert Griffin III. Could he be returning to Washington? Not as a player, but as a part owner. Robert Griffin III has joined Josh Harris's potential ownership group if Josh Harris ends up purchasing the Washington Commanders in the coming days and weeks. Now, Josh Harris, if you don't know, is the owner of the New Jersey Devils in the NHL and then also the Philadelphia 76ers in the NBA. And he has offered a $6 billion package to Dan Snyder to purchase the Washington Commanders. And if you're excited to get rid of Dan Snyder and bring in a new era of Washington Commanders ownership, that includes Magic Johnson and Robert Griffin III, go ahead and smash that like button for me right now. It's a free and easy way to help support the channel. It helps push this video out to other awesome Commanders fans. So if you can click that thumbs up icon for me, I would greatly appreciate it. Now let's dive into some Commanders trade rumors. I'm going to give you guys one trade candidate and one trade target. So first, we're going to go with the trade candidate here, and it's Montez Sweat. So now this rumor comes from CBS. Cody Benjamin is a writer for CBSSports.com, and this is what he had to say about potentially trading Montez Sweat. In an ideal world, Sweat would build on a promising pass-rushing resume to earn a mega extension in Washington. But the Commanders are already paying top dollar to fellow D lineman Daron Payne and Jonathan Allen, and Chase Young is also on board. He continues to say, with 29 sacks in 5 seasons and a career-high 28 QB hits in 2022, he could fetch premium compensation, potentially a future QB splash, even entering a contract year. His departure would also save Washington an immediate $11.5 million. Now, Cody Benjamin makes some good points here, so I'm open to trading Montez Sweat, but the price has to be right and it has to be high. It has to be like a first-round pick, has to be included for like a trade-up scenario for a QB. It has to be something like that, guys. Like, Montez Sweat is one of the best pass rushers in the NFC right now. He's an up-and-coming player. He's a very, very good talent, and the argument here is that because you're already paying top dollar to your defensive tackles, and then you're probably going to have to pay Chase Young here coming up, that you can get something for Montez Sweat while he's still extremely valuable. He's probably worth a first-round pick, in my opinion, and they could also use him as a very valuable trade piece in a trade-up scenario for a rookie QB. Now, will the Washington Commanders trade up for a QB? I don't know. They have Jacoby Brissett. They have Sam Howell. They seem to like both of those guys, but they haven't necessarily said no to drafting a quarterback in this year's NFL draft class. You take a look at the top QBs in this year's NFL draft. You got Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, probably going to go number 1 and number 2 to the Carolina Panthers and then to the Houston Texans. But then after that, you got guys like Will Levis and Anthony Richardson, guys that can definitely sit on the bench for a little bit, I think, because I think they're going to need it. They're still a little bit raw, and sit behind either a Sam Howell or a Jacoby Brissett in 2023. Will Levis and Anthony Richardson both have the potential to be superstar quarterbacks in the National Football League, and if you wanted to trade up for one of these guys, say in the top 10, you could probably do that, and Montez Sweat could be in a potential deal. So go down to the comment section and tell me, would you trade Montez Sweat if it meant that the Washington Commanders could get one of those top 4 quarterbacks in this year's NFL draft? Type yes or type no. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. So whenever you get a second, go right down into the comment section, find that pinned comment, and answer today's question. All right, so now let's do a trade target here, which is Jonah Williams. Now, Jonah Williams is somebody that has requested a trade from the Cincinnati Bengals. He has been linked to the Washington Commanders. And last year, guys, not great. 11 sacks allowed as the left tackle of the Cincinnati Bengals. That offensive line once again struggled to protect Joe Burrow, but he is a former first-round pick. He's a formerly known as a blue-chip left tackle prospect at 6'5", 312 pounds. He's had some good years in the National Football League, and he's still very young. So you take a look at the Commanders' offensive line. line depth chart. Some people don't believe in Charles Leno Jr., and that's kind of the reasoning why people want to go get a guy like Jonah Williams to replace him. You added Andrew Wiley, formerly with the Chiefs, in NFL free agency, and then you got the interior. You got Nick Gates in there. Sam Cosmi is expected to move over to guard next year, and then, of course, Andrew Norwell playing left guard there for the Commanders. And right now, you look at that bench. That's pretty darn full, man. They have a pretty solid reserve of backup offensive linemen right now. So it would be kind of weird if they added another offensive lineman, in my opinion. And for me, guys, I am not trading for Jonah Williams, plain and simply. I'm not trading valuable draft capital for somebody that gave up double-digit sacks in 2022. I'm just not going to take that kind of risk, especially when Charles Leno Jr. is actually pretty darn good. Jonah Williams' 2022 PFF grade last year, guys, just a straight-up 61. That's not very good, man, especially for a left tackle. The Bengals are saying that they're not going to trade him, even though Jonah Williams has asked for a trade. The Bengals say they want to move him over to right tackle. But, man, if he's not happy and he's saying, I'm not going to play for you guys, a deal could get done somewhere. But I just don't think it should be to the Commanders, because I actually like Charles Leno Jr. quite a bit. Last year he had a 71.6 PFF grade. He had one of the highest pass protecting grades last season. He's not the best run blocker in the world, but he's very solid. And in my opinion, if I had the choice between Charles Leno Jr. and Jonah Williams, especially given the fact that you're going to have to give up valuable draft capital to go get a guy like Jonah Williams, I would much rather have a guy like Charles Leno Jr. at left tackle for the Commanders next season. So let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Who would you rather have? Who's the better left tackle? Charles Leno Jr., type CL in the comments section. Or if you think Jonah Williams is better, you think the Commanders should go get him, type JW for me down in the comments section. All right, guys, so that's going to be it for today's show. I really do appreciate you guys. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. We are competing with 3 other new channels here at Chat Sports, all vying for one spot to get a full-time channel for their team. We're competing with the Cincinnati Bengals, we're competing with the New England Patriots, and we're competing with the Houston Texans. Right now, we are in second place, about 100 subscribers outside of the Houston Texans. We need to get that number up right now, so go down right now, go to youtube.com/WFTTV, and click subscribe to this video here. I really do appreciate you guys. I will see you guys later. Peace.